Yes. Welcome back to City Extra Streams. LB's back from London.
Back from London.
Back from
fucking London.
Fucking hell, man. Yeah, that's where did I go? I went to Australia.
that was Australia many hundreds of years ago.
I went down under me straight away.
Big up to everyone, man. Hopefully you all doing well. As always, make sure you guys drop a like on the stream. Subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. So big up to everyone that's done that, man. All legends in it. You know what I mean? Legends of the place. If you want to help support the channel, then obviously you can become a channel member. The link is in the description. Big up to all our members. We've got MCFC Till I Die, Daisy, Carl Bartle, Urban Gangster, Cruciate, Infidel, Osmodus, Benno, MCFC Lads, Gilly, and many more. So big up to everyone else.
I have an Xtra Club story, bro.
Oh.
Right? So, went playing football last night, yeah?
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, Nathan I played football with. Some guy walked past. I was on the other side of the pitch, so I didn't see who he was talking to. But a guy walked past and was like, "Do you need anyone to play?" So I was like, "Yeah." Took his number and that. Anyway, Nat was like, "This new guy's playing today, Josh," and I was like, "Yeah, safe." Anyway, new guy turns up. I walk onto the pitch. Takes his jumper off and he's got a City top. I was like, "Oh yeah, fucking buzzing City fan." I walked over to him, bro. Recognised me straight away. It's Jay Creamy, bro. He's been an Xtra Club member for 2 years.
No way.
Xtra Club member for 2 years. He used to send memes in the Discord of me and you, bro, all the time. I'm pretty sure he photoshopped my face onto a shreddy. Like, bro, I was like, as if it's you, like, fucking. So yeah. Small world.
What story that is? But Xtra Club. See, if you're an Xtra Club member, you got more chance of meeting Jordan when he plays football. So pick up all our Xtra Club members. By the way, Bree, you need to update the fucking thing, innit? We're on 1,126, man.
Oh yeah, the 50 gifted from Obeyed. Yeah.
Bro. So you need to get outdated. 1126 is
1126, lovely.
While you do that, big up to Off Meta Professor with a $5 donation. Says, "I'm feeling confident with our trip to the Emirates as long as Erling Haaland isn't injured and Erison has a good game. Error till I die." Yes. Big up to Off Meta, who then also become an Extra Club member, man.
Yes.
Big up to Off Meta.
Also funny when he said about you have more chance of meeting me when you play football. Benno's just put "or at the airport." Because remember, Benno seen me at the airport that time.
Yeah, true. It's something in the air, man.
I know.
Right, let's get into the press conference. Pep Guardiola obviously speaking ahead of the game tomorrow. Huge game. Obviously tomorrow, as we all know, City can go top of the table. Can you believe that we can go top of the table? I cannot believe it. It's pretty crazy. But yet again, Pep Guardiola was late for his press conference, but that is normal now.
That is definitely. I bet about 70 of them charges, bro. Pep being late.
Yeah. Let's get into it then. So Pep Guardiola was asked about the whole sort of Steven Gerrard comment. Obviously, his rant in the last sort of press conference. He said, "I apologise to Steven Gerrard for my unnecessary and stupid comments I said last time about him. I'm ashamed of myself because he doesn't deserve it. He knows how much I admire him and his career. I'm ashamed of myself because he doesn't deserve it. I didn't represent my club well. I've already apologised him privately, but I'd like to make the comment public as well. My apology must be public as well. I said to him personally, I'm so sorry for him and his wife and his family." So there you go. He apologised to Steven Gerrard. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I don't think it was that deep. I don't think Steven Gerrard probably cared, to be honest with you. But at least he's done it. You know what I mean? Fair dues. He accepted the L and moved. So
I rate it. Like he don't want to start no unnecessary beef in it. So I rate it.
Yeah, no, that's facts. He was then asked about Arsenal, which is nice to see. He said this. He said, "So far they have been the best team in the Premier League. We felt it a couple of weeks ago. Their commitment and they are sharp. It will be a big battle in the department. You're going to have to be ready. I don't believe a week ago we were out of form and now we're back. Every game is going to be different and you can play good and win and everything is perfect, but tomorrow you can lose. Many games to play. Tomorrow is important and everybody knows it." So he's up for it, bro. He's definitely up for it. You know what I mean?
Well, let's hope he's up for picking a normal team selection then. Because
Yeah,
I ain't up and he's not, bro. He's going to be like, oh yeah, Rico Lewis and Kyle Walker, like both right wing. We'll do that weird Cancelo driller. Nah,
it's not going to happen, man.
After Villa, I kind of just hope for just two players in it, just Diaz and Laporte. I just hope that them two start.
I agree.
Just do that, and I'm good. Do what you want with the rest. Do what you want, and just play Diaz and Laporte.
No, don't say that, bro.
I know, yeah. He'll come tomorrow. Alvarez will be playing like left back. He'll have loads of random shit going on.
Don't be saying that, bro. Because I'm telling you, if you ask for random shit, you'll get it, bro. So
right winger Kanji season.
Oh, nah. That's mad. Oh, yo, big up Kohan, man, for the member. Appreciate the membership, bro. Thanks a lot, man.
Big up.
By the way, there's a lot of games coming up in the next couple of weeks, man. Load of extra streams.
Champions League's back, baby.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Paris versus Bayern tonight is a rip.
It's a
Valentine's
rip.
Day.
Valentine's Day.
Look, listen, guys. I know you want it. Yeah, but listen, I'd be in the mud if I was just like, yeah, Valentine's Day. The Xtra Club members need a watch along, man. So listen, I'm going to want to watch it, but it is what it is.
It's the romance, isn't it? You know what I mean? You gotta go for it. So
that's it.
Yeah,
that's
big
it,
up.
Man. More comments on this. Pep Guardiola said it's important that we take the points. The best team so far could not, but after Nottingham Forest, Champions League, 6 games away from home, I have a feeling that many things are going to happen. Tomorrow, it can help us be there, but there are also many, many games and tough games. And this is what I've just been saying on. I've done this. I've said this yesterday. I said it on the League Gunner channel. I was on the League Gunner then with you. I said, listen, I don't think if City lose the game, the title's gone. I don't think if City win the game, we've guaranteed the title. But clearly, we'd rather have the points than not have the points. But it's too far away from the end of the season to be a title decider. If we lose this game tomorrow and Arsenal win the game in hand, it's 9 games. We've still got to play them. Win the game, it's 6 games. So basically, you're asking Arsenal to lose 2 more games than you won this season and for City to make the points up. Still doable, but clearly it's the psychological warfare that will go on if you win the game tomorrow, bro. That's the difference.
Yeah, that's it. Like people spoke about this in the FA Cup game as well. Like it's who punches first, really, isn't it? Like it feels like a little bit of that is at play in this now. The confidence that Arsenal gain from beating City tomorrow would be massive. Gives them chance, obviously, to extend that gap. But it also can work the other way around. They're in bad form at the moment, Arsenal, and if we go there, we beat them tomorrow, we go top of the Premier League, pressure's on them to, obviously, I get it, yeah, they've got a game in hand, but there's massive pressure on them to win that game in hand, and then it's going to the weekend, it's more pressure building up and that, and then, because everyone speaks about this crumble that Arsenal have, it's all right them saying, yeah, but not this season, but when doubt starts to creep in, that's when it gets you. So I hope that we do get the job done tomorrow. I've seen people saying that they'll be happy with the draw. I kind of agree that I'd be happy with the draw. I think
both teams are happy with the draw.
The only thing that concerns me with the draw is Manchester United.
Oh, right.
Will be Manchester United because then if they win, they capitalise.
Yeah, I don't think they've got enough to win it this season. I think it's more because it's not in your hands if you draw the game.
But the only thing about United that I've got about them this year is, do you remember at the start of the season when Spurs were kind of like creeping behind us and they weren't far? And we're like, no one's speaking about Spurs here. No pressure on them at all. No one expects them to go and win the league. And it's the same for United. United fans don't expect United to be going and winning the league this year. Like, and neither do the media. So it's kind of like just a free hit.
Yeah.
So they're just kind of like ghosting behind. It's the grey man situation. So I'm wary. I've got one eye on that. I just but obviously I would much prefer us to win the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, big up, Perdus. Big up, Koan with a 5 says, yes, guys. Been watching since we beat PSG in the Champions League semi-final. It's about time I become a member. Also, let Gerrard cry, Pep. Big up for the donation and the membership.
Mate.
Legend guy, bro. Right, let's go. Got some more comments then on this. Obviously, press conference. Pep Guardiola said this. He said, listen, after Arsenal in the FA Cup, there was no togetherness. They are incredible human beings. I have no complaints. Oh, there was this togetherness. Sorry, I was going to say, fucking hell, we won that game.
Why are you roasting us for?
I was going to say, we won that game. What are you on about? Yeah, let me start again. It said, listen, after the Arsenal, there was this togetherness. They're incredible human beings. I have no complaints. Everyone makes mistakes, including me. The mood, though, is good. It's really, really good. And it's been like this for many years. Many things happen, success. Sometimes little things must be adjusted to understand things differently. But we are delighted to be together, not because we've won against Villa or lose against Spurs. So, yeah, there does seem to be a togetherness. And this is the thing, again, we've said this, haven't we, about the whole investigations that's been coming on. It really has sort of united the whole club, the whole fan base, the players, the manager. And it just would be really nice to get the win tomorrow, because then it's like, okay, you win tomorrow, you go top of the table. Everyone's feeling mega. Like, what a week this has been. Like, we bounced back. We've hit back off these allegations. We've won a game against Aston Villa. We beat the best team in the country right now in Arsenal. We go top of the table. And then at the weekend, Arsenal play at 12:30 away at Villa Park at Aston Villa. And we got a game against Forest. So I just feel it solidified this togetherness that we've got.
Yeah.
I think if we lose tomorrow, or even a draw, I think a draw doesn't help in this respect. I think if we lose or draw tomorrow, or fail to win, I just feel like it'll be another kick. You know what I mean? It'll be another inconsistent Manchester City. If we win tomorrow, it could be no stopping us. It could be the start of something special.
Yeah, it could have like activated Man City. Do you know what I mean? Like, in a sense of maybe going on a winning run. I say maybe because we beg for winning runs all the time. We never get them. And I think it does kind of solidify that togetherness, like you say. Obviously, since allegations and all this stuff going on, it's been a bit. And previous to that, it's been a rocky season. And I feel like if we draw or lose tomorrow, it still feels like that same vibe. As much as all this happened, but if we win tomorrow, it kind of just. It feels like something's taken us now, like the team's together more and everything's going in one direction and everyone's playing for the badge kind of thing. Like, if we win tomorrow, back at the top of the Premier League, bro, they've got to be gassed, bro. The players have got to be gassed. Everything got to be on point there. The fact that
only lasts, bro, until the result hits you, and then it's another dig, and then you take a step back, and then your buzzing level reduces ever so slightly. This is why we really need to be winning. We can't have all that togetherness for one game against Aston Villa, who conceded 4 in the game before that against Leicester. You know what I mean? Like, let's be honest, the first half performance was good against Leicester, but they weren't coming into the game, on top of the world. They've just been pumped 4-2 off Leicester.
No, you're right. You are right.
You know what I'm saying? So we need to win tomorrow. I think if we win tomorrow, I think that buzzing level, that buzzing scale, it goes up a little bit. But, that's what we need to do. It's a big job and it's going to be difficult. Obviously, Arsenal not in great form right now, and, it's going to be tricky. But if we go there and get the win, go back to the top of the table, which I feel like I've not seen City there for this season for ages, it's just going to be such a mad feeling, bro.
Yeah, it's you know what's weird? Do you remember when we did the watch on the other day and you was looking at when we was last top? And it turns out it was before the Brentford game. But it feels like we were never top in this season, bro.
I agree.
Like, even people in the chat were like, match week 2.
Yeah.
Everyone forgets that we did actually go top again, like, at some point. But
we were top for a long time.
Like that.
We were top for about 7 match weeks or something like that, 7 or 8 match weeks, and then after Brentford.
That is a myth, bro. It's not, obviously, but it feels like a myth. Like, I just feel like it's always been Arsenal. Like, it feels like that, and especially now, and maybe it's because like we've been so far off it, and the performances haven't really matched up to what City. So it feels like we kind of, even if we were top, it felt like we're still on a rocky road.
And remember, the game before that was Fulham, and we were poor in that game.
Yeah, we were shit in that. Yeah,
so I think maybe it all probably blends into this, like, we've been arse and therefore we've not been top for a long time. But the psychological buzz that you get from going top of the table, especially to go top of the table by beating the team that is currently top of the table.
Currently top, yeah.
And not only that, you're then submitting Arsenal to 4 games without a win. I'm telling you now, 4 games without a win, if we beat them tomorrow, I'm pumping now everywhere, bro. Propaganda going to go mad, bro, because seriously, listen, that's huge. 4 games without a win. That's when people start saying, Arsenal are crumbling.
Yeah, they're crumbling.
Arsenal are doing their Arsenal thing. And then it will be massive to see if they can get themselves up for a 12:30 kickoff away at Villa Park, who've just lost the last 2 games. I suspect that they'll probably go into that game thinking, let's defend for our lives and just get a point and end this 8 goals in 2 games conceded situation. And they've got to get themselves up. You've just lost against City. You've just lost top spot. And now you've got to go Villa Park at 12:30 on a Saturday morning. But if they beat us, then they're buzzing.
That's it. It's difficult as well because they beat us. Have we got Forest at home at the weekend? Away. Because there's like 6 away games on the bounce, isn't there, for City?
Yeah, it's away from home. Bro.
So that stinks. 6 away games on the bounce is grim. So we need to be getting all the points we can.
But remember, if they drop points there, then we play a couple of hours later. It's going to be huge, man. Again, big day of content on Saturday. Go for it, man.
See, it's mad. It's mad. The thing is, we're doing that thing again where we're looking ahead. It's hard not to, innit? Because if we beat Arsenal and then they lose against Villa, and we beat Forest, then take your game in hand, mate. Take your game in hand.
We probably are going a little bit too far.
Yeah, we're getting
it's difficult. It's difficult not to. That's what you do when you're a fan, innit? When you're a fan, you do get carried away, but that's like your fans, innit? And that's what happens. Big up Ernesto, member for 6 months, bro.
Yes, Ernesto.
Yes, Jordan and LB and chat. A big game tomorrow. Arsenal, obviously, Arsenal fan, as you see, and Man City. We are enemies tomorrow. Now we are enemies. It's not a joke, bro.
No joke to Ernesto.
Listen, if you come in the stream tomorrow, you're getting it, bro. Big time, man.
You're getting it.
so listen, it's going to be that. Big up Musa as well, member for 3. Says, I have a feeling if we win tomorrow, we're definitely going to win the league. The games coming up are all winnable until we play Liverpool. Well, actually, let's look at that then. Let's fact check that information from Musa. Is Musa correct on this, or is Musa providing misinformation and then must be reported and banned off all social media? This is what. So we've got Forest away, winnable. Bournemouth away, winnable. Newcastle at home,
not winnable.
Tricky,
very difficult.
Very difficult. It's also 12:30 kickoff.
Stinks. Oh, that's rumour day.
We've got Palace away,
difficult.
West Ham at home, and then Liverpool at home.
Nah, that's a mix. That
what was his wording? We're gonna have to check his wording. The games coming up are all winnable.
Well, no. Well, in reality, every game is winnable.
So... Musa is safe, Bray.
I mean, you can win any game.
Musa is safe. No social media ban for Musa. No misinformation has been provided. Big up to Musa. What a legend. We've got a few more quotes from Pep Guardiola on his press conference. He said, obviously, there's been a big controversy about VAR. Pep Guardiola said on whether he's worried VAR is impacting the Premier League title race. He says, I don't know. I know there's a lot of VAR in the last couple of days that people told me, but I don't know. One thing that I would say, right, is everyone's talking about this goal that should have been disallowed for Brentford. No one's talking about the fact that Mbeumo scored a perfectly reasonable goal, in my view. And that got ruled out for a foul when, in my opinion, it was never a foul. So why is no one talking about that? Everyone's talking about the offside. It was 0-0 when Mbeumo scored. So why is no one talking about that? Why is no one talking about the fact that Mbeumo had a legitimate goal disallowed? In my opinion, it was never a foul. No way was it a foul, but they give a foul. So why did he put it in the back of the net?
The Haaland one and the Mbeumo one seem to just be overlooked, don't they? It's because keepers are protected, bro. That is the Mbeumo one, isn't it? Where he challenged and then he got the ball. That's what it was, wasn't it? He got done for a foul on the keeper.
No, he got done for a foul on Saliba.
Oh, no, I remember the Mbeumo one. Yeah. No, I remember the Mbeumo one. Yeah, that was soft, that, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. No, never. That was no way ever a foul, in my opinion. My view, never a foul. But that could have given us a foul. You know what I mean? And he gave it straight away. He was buzzing for it, the referee. He could have let him score and then checked it on VAR to see if there was a foul in the build-up. Didn't. And then, obviously, you had the Haaland one. You know what I mean? That, again, was never a foul on the goalkeeper, in my opinion. Obviously, didn't affect the outcome of the game. We still won the game. So yeah, but listen, I've been saying it since it come in from day one. I have never been a fan of VAR. I've said it's shit, and people say it's not VAR, it's the referees. Don't matter, same difference. You know what I mean, it's VAR will never work because the game is an opinion-based game, and therefore, even when you say, "Is this a clear and obvious error?" there'll still be people saying, "Yes, it was. No, it wasn't." So therefore, there's always going to be controversy around VAR. I just think that it's dead. And we never. I personally believe I don't think we spoke about referees as much as we do now. I don't.
No, because before it was like mistakes happen. Yeah, mistakes.
It was
happen.
accepted. It was accepted.
You
that
accept,
mistakes happen.
and you just like, oh fucking hell, he fucked us there, and you just allow it then. Whereas VAR, you go into more detail about it. Did you see the Leicester offside? It was like
offside.
I'm sure it was.
Oh
Leicester.
no, I did see it. Jamie Vardy. Yeah, I did see it.
Is that what it is? And it's like a toe. It's like a pixel of offside, and like, offside. It's like, what? How have you done that? That's shit.
Yeah. No, I agree. I don't see. This is why I don't like VAR, man. I prefer old school referees. They make mistakes. You call them a wanker, and then you move on. But when VAR's there, you can't do that, because then you're like, listen, how have you got that wrong? Because VAR's wrong, and they've been getting it wrong for like 5 years. And people say, oh, it'll improve. It's never going to improve, because whilst football remains an opinion-based game, which it is, not like tennis, where it's over the line or not over the line.
It's factual information tennis.
Yeah, it's going to cause controversy.
Because the thing is as well, you don't really have a consistent one VAR man. They change it all the time, don't they? Because they have different VAR referees, because you can't have one man doing every single game. They have different VAR referees in there, and they'll have different opinions.
Correct. So
everyone has a different opinion on different things.
So then they go, oh yeah, but that's fine because it's clear and obvious. So if it's a clear and obvious error, then they'll all agree. And if it's not, but that's BS.
But then where some referees will draw the line at clear and obvious at different places. So it's messy. It's so messy. But
which is again messy.
But then at the same time, like now, I'd love it if we could go back to the old ways and that. But it's gone too far now, because they go back to the other way. Then you'll get fans complaining again, saying, "Well, if we had VAR, that would have been a goal," kind of thing. So then we're too far gone. We've committed.
Mm-hmm. But then you get other things. Okay, so then you get rule changes causing issues. / fans not actually knowing the rules. So that West Ham handball, when the guy basically dived on the floor and handballed it and stopped the ball going towards the net, and everyone was like, "That's a penalty." By the letter of the law, that's not a penalty.
It's not, because he's supporting his body. The arm that supports your body, innit?
Now, the way he fell down was a bit weird.
Sus,
you know, but at the end of the day, the rules say if the ball hits your arm that supports your body when you're falling, it's not a penalty. So then fans need to obviously learn the rules. But the problem is the fans can learn the rules, but then they're changing the rules every single year. So then it's like, what are you doing? You're making it you make everything a lot more difficult when you're changing the rules. The handball rule gets changed pretty much every single year. The offside rule will now get changed based off the Rashford thing. I'm pretty sure that the offside rule will be changed this summer to make sure that it's clear.
That can't happen again.
That cannot happen again. And Howard Webb said that cannot happen again. And he's now the Premier League manager for referees or whatever. So the rule changes, fans not being kept up to date with the rules because they change them every year. And obviously fans are not really going to go and have a look at the rules, because that's not what a normal fan does really. And then just confusion, VAR, that will never work. It's just a mess, man. I'm telling you, football was a lot better of a place before VAR, and no one can tell me otherwise. The goal line technology ain't got a problem with. It's quick.
Goal line technology, but that's facts. It's either over the line or it's not over the line. Mm-hmm. So that's factual information. You can get that. It's the and to be fair, even that's fucked up a few times, hasn't it? Mm-hmm. In the past, that's had its wobbles, but you can allow that because it's so consistently good.
Yeah, the only thing that maybe they could do that I'd be sort of in favour for. I mean, and again, penalties is just completely ridiculous, because look at the contact for Jack Grealish. He goes down. I mean, is that a penalty or not? I mean, there's contact. He's gone down. So you'd say, so as a referee, you'd have to then say, and everyone's saying it's not a penalty because it's soft, but there's contact. So then as a referee, you have to then, as I've said this before, almost be a physics scientist to say, should he have gone down based off the contact? So it's dead. The only thing I'd sort of be in favour for is offsides. But what I'd do for offsides, I would bring back sort of the attacker's got the benefit.
The attacker has the benefit. That's the way it always was.
So what I'd do is I'd put a line on the defender, and I'd put a line on the striker, and I'd give the attacker a slightly bigger benefit. So by that, what I mean is I'd make the defender line ever so slightly bigger than the striker's line, meaning that there has to be like a proper advantage gain. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so if because sometimes you see the line being drawn, so like the Leicester one, you go, that's just not offside, man.
Yeah, he's like it's like a pixel of his. You know what I mean? The pixel colour of his boot makes him offside.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think. Do you know what I mean? That's too much. I just think it's too far gone. That's too much.
But if you use a bigger line,
if you use a thicker line, then the natural advantage of the attacker will return.
Yeah, and I'm not saying half the line. I'm just saying like just a couple of pixels smaller on the defender line. On the attacker line, sorry, which means if you then see the attacker's line on the other side of the defender, you know he's clearly offside.
You know he's clearly offside, yeah.
And that's what it was brought in for. Clear and obvious error. This is the thing, they brought it in and they went, it's going to be for clear and obvious errors. Only going to get involved. And everyone was like, sure, man, because it's going to ruin the game if you don't. And they were like, no, clear and obvious, you're never going to know it's there. And it wasn't like that at all. It's not clear. And this is why I'm very sort of conscious on when people say, oh, we're going to bring in this rule and it's going to be mint for you. Because often what people say and then what they actually do is two different things.
The practicality of something can change.
Look at FF. When they said this is what we're going to do, you're like, great. When they actually brought it in, not great.
Yeah.
And there was another thing recently that they said something was going to happen and it sounded very good, but then we questioned whether it actually was going to, I can't remember what it was, but we literally spoke about it last week, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah. Chadley Link says, just wear green boots and you'll never be offside. Facts. Get the exact shade of the pitch, innit? And then you're absolutely chilling then. M Doper with a 5. Yes, M Doper. It says, Arsenal fans cry about VAR and now then Premier League wants to do something. Shaking my head. City have been dealing with these things for years. The United goal versus City, ? Yeah, the United goal versus City. It just shouldn't have been a thing. It just shouldn't have been a thing, but it is what it is. I think at the end of the day, Arsenal fans crying about VAR and then Premier League wants to do something. I think the more people complain, the more they'll do it. So I'm all for change.
But the problem is do you trust them to make the right changes? That's the issue.
Will that change actually be a good change or will they just fuck it again? Because I feel like they Hail Mary the rules, man. They like, do you remember when they brought in VAR, then they changed loads of different rules at the same time? Because didn't they change the handball rule around the same time as well with all these new things? And it's like, what's going on? Harsh, this is Harsh with 100 says, we should not talk different and all that. For me, every game till end is winnable. I believe in my team and our margin of error is now 0. Come on, City.
It's very close to 0.
It's very close to 0. Very, very close.
I don't believe it is 0, but I believe it's very close to 0.
Yeah, I agree. Alan with a 5. Yes, Alan. It says, been going City since 1990, but VAR slowly killing my interest in top flight football. On spontaneity and joy of scoring has gone. It's shite. Honestly, the amount of goals that VAR ruins.
Yeah.
Because you should be you score and you're thinking, yes, fucking buzzing, no flag. But then you're thinking, oh, we've got to think about VAR, they've got to check it, and you're like, it does kill the spirit a little bit, dies with it. Which I don't like that. Dave Rock with a 9 says, I love Rico Lewis, but he cannot start tomorrow. We need the experience at the back. Ake, Laporte, Diaz, Walker for me. Seen people saying Bernardo's left back, which is risky. That is the risky move. I think if he started Bernardo at left back, I don't think I'd be full send fuming or anything like that. I'd allow it. But then
I think it'd be the dumbest thing he's ever done. I think you literally watched Ake pocket Saka.
Ake has to start.
The lads yesterday on AFTV said this season Ake is the only defender that they've seen pocket Saka.
That's mad, that.
So if you start anyone else but Saka, I've got to seriously question what you're doing.
Yeah, Ake versus Ake has to be the thing. And I would go with that back four, personally. Ake, Laporte, Diaz, Walker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, for sure. More comments, guys. Pep Guardiola, obviously speaking ahead of tomorrow's game. He said, Pep Guardiola on Rico Lewis. He said, who knew about this guy? Not me. I didn't expect in this part of the season, Rico, 3, 4, 5 important games to be playing all the time. He was in Manchester City's second team, came on the summer tour, but he convinced me. With Rico, I don't have to say many things, but he just reads it. He reads when to jump and when to wait. How he jumps when he looks at the central defenders, always closing the gap to the central defender. He is a guy who plays good in small spaces, but I didn't teach him that. It comes from him. Of course, you also have to correct. You have to improve. He's only 18 years old, but there are many players with whom you need to spend more time. They might be good in one department, but you end up thinking, maybe I was wrong asking him to do that. After a while, you realise he cannot do that, but it's a process. When players arrive, we achieve something, you drop them. It's always a continuous process, which is right. I think that Rico Lewis has done really, really well in the games that we needed him to play. Showed a little bit of freshness, a little bit of fight in games that we didn't have any. But I think with all players, I don't care if you come in and you score 10 goals in a row. I think with all young players, I think you always have to manage their expectations and manage their growth. And I think I always feel it's good to sometimes put a player in for a bit, a young player, and then take them out and not play them for a couple of games, because then they get really hungry for it. They're like, nah, I want it back.
They want it.
And then when they're in training, they work even harder to impress the manager. I think if you just put them in and just keep them in there, they're like, oh yeah, buzzing, I'm in there now.
Well, they can drop the standards a little bit because they know that they were playing week in, week out.
Got to keep that hunger, man.
Yeah, you got to keep them playing at a consistent top level. And you take them in and out, and they're thinking, how can I be better? How can I be better to get back in this side? You got to keep that going and keep that. It's the desire to do better from the players that will make them better players in the long run.
Yeah. No, for real. And he's done really, really well. But yeah, like I say, I wouldn't. Not for me. I wouldn't have him in the team tomorrow. It'd be Kyle Walker all day long. And obviously, Kyle Walker's actually played good in a couple of games that he started since he's been back now. So that's really promising.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's where we're at with the press conference comments. Obviously, the embargoed section that'll be out tonight at 10:30. Gonna be a madness. Gonna be crazy.
I know. Yeah. Hopefully see some of that. Hopefully, maybe maybe he allows it and says, "I found my back four." He's like, "I finally fixed the defense." That's what needs to be said. No more Akanji is what he needs to be said in that embargo section, bro. No more Akanji for a bit. Allow him for a little bit.
Laporte Diaz is what we need, man.
It has to be Laporte Diaz. You know what I'm excited for? John Stones to come back. I'm excited for John Stones to come back. I'm not sure how far away that is. I can't remember how long he was injured for. But I'm excited for Stones to come back, and then maybe the possibility of Stones and Diaz. And you get that possibility of Stones and Laporte as well. So.
End of the month is back, bro.
Yeah. But personally, I think Diaz needs to be starting every game until the end of the season. I'd full hammer because that leadership that he brings is next level.
Yeah. Erling Haaland, though, he said this. He said, "We train this afternoon. Right now, I don't know. Yesterday was about recovery from Aston Villa. That's all. So, will he play?"
Yeah, I think he'll play.
I think he'll play. I think you have to risk it.
I think he plays. If it's nothing to do with hamstring, anything like that, I think he plays. If it's like, because everyone was suggesting it was a dead leg, weren't they? If it's something like that, I reckon he plays for it.
Yeah. No, me too. Get the injections out, man. Lazuli for 2 says, "I hit the ceiling in my house when we scored Spurs to advance in the Champions League, only for VR to chop it off. Something like that would never have been called offside." Yeah, again, man. You know what I mean? It ruins it a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah, okay, sometimes you're getting the correct decision, but you know, has football always been about that? You know what I mean? What we're going to do, we're going to go back and watch every single match from the Premier League for the last 100 years and make sure that every single decision was correct.
Legit,
and then actually, if all the correct decisions were given, then you wouldn't win the title. No, it's dumb. So clearly, for over 100 years, we managed just fine. You know what I mean? Yeah. For over 100 years, and then they brought this in, and now it's just chaos. Time to go, Bray.
Yeah. Sam, was it from the collision with Martinez? Yeah, mate. That's when he started getting the issues.
I think he'll be fine, man. Hopefully.
Chester Madness, mate. When's the Arsenal preview out? When you want to do an Arsenal preview, bro? Tomorrow,
I don't know.
Too.
We'll speak about it after.
Yeah, we'll sort it out in a bit. Just notification bell, innit? People, notification bell, and you're good to go.
Ain't no problem, innit?
Subscribe, notification bell. You know when we're live every time.
Buzzing. Right, well, there you go. That's been your press conference reaction. Obviously, more comments tonight, 10:30. So get followed on City Extra Twitter. Get the notice on and see what Pep Guardiola has to say. Big game coming up, man. Going to be a huge one. Hopefully, you've enjoyed it. If you have, make sure you drop a like on the stream. Subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. We'll see you guys in the next one. See you in a bit.
See you in a bit.